Hello to all my beautiful souls out there. It's Faye. I feel everything so you don't have to. Today I am wearing my weirdest t-shirt and it has some big issues on the collar, but who cares? This video is for my beautiful souls who got dumped or dumped the toxic relationship they were in. You let go of that toxic relationship, and so what now? What you should do now. This one's for the people who got really traumatized by their relationship. So here we are to talk about that and how to grow from it and have a big glow up. I got also dumped I think 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. I got dumped by my most traumatizing relationship ever. I'm so happy it's over, but it got some stages to get here to be happy that it's over. So I'm gonna tell you what I did exactly to get out of that, because guys, it was extremely toxic. The person was I really don't want to throw any shades, but it was they humiliated me. They manipulated me. They set a whole scene to look bigger, more mature, and all of that. So I just want to say that I've been there and I done these stuff that I'm going to tell you, and they really worked. First of all, I am going to congratulate you, girl. You were like this avocado. You were like this avocado stuck in this cage. And this cage was the toxic relationship. Like, you were like this before the breakup. And now you really set yourself free from this torment. And you got out of that cage. Ta-da! And what good news is better than being free? So I really congratulate you on your freedom. Now you have all your space for yourself. You don't have to analyze someone else's push and pulls and hot and colds, and you are free from all the bullshit they gave you. The first step is you have to grieve. Look, however bad the relationship was, I'm pretty sure you had hopes for it, you had dreams, you had good moments with that person. So we wanna grieve that. First of all, we have to grieve that. If you don't grieve it and avoid it, they're gonna backfire and show somewhere else someday, and they're gonna hit you like a tornado. We don't want that. I want to teach you how to grieve properly and create a whole safe space to grieve. When I broke up, I was so afraid to face my feelings and grieve for it. It was kind of scary for me because the emotions were a lot. So what I do is that every time I want to grieve, first of all, I turn off all my lights. If it's nighttime, it's better to be nighttime. And then I turn on all my fairy lights, or this one back here. And and I just sit in the middle of my room, get myself a blanket and sometimes a pillow, and just lay down, stare at the ceiling like a starfish, and sing with my most heartbreaking songs and with the songs that represent that relationship. For me, it was The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. And it was so cool when I was screaming with the bridge. So fun. Honestly, this is one of the coolest way, this is one of the safest ways you can grieve. And also the other one for me was that I had to the first day after it, I just really cried so hard for an entire day, and I really released all of those in one day, I think. And get support, don't be alone. Whatever you do, just try to be less alone. So I went up to my dad and I cried with him and it was so fun. It was so releasing. Overall, grief and get some help with it. They probably gave you some stuff, or maybe you have some stuff that it reminds you of them. You can hide them in your closet or burn them, or do what I did, file them. So I'm really proud of this way because it's very healing kind of thing. It's very, I don't know, healthy to do this. What I did was that I put all this stuff this person gave me and everything that reminded me of them, and these little files, these kind of file things, I don't know, I filed them, that's what I call it. And I labeled each one X's chapter, I wrote their name. This is that person's box, past relationships file. Everything is filed inside of this, and whenever I was ready, I can let go of those, or I can keep them in a file in the back of my mind. What we want to do here, the message we're trying to give here is that You don't have to like, if you burn these, they're still in your mind. So we want to give this message that you can still have those memories in the back of your mind, not wound yourself again and again with it. Resurface and revisit whenever you want it to. This is a very practical way. Do it. It's so fun. It's a way of honoring the past without like trying to burn it or like, I don't know, forget it entirely, because we can't. You have to get over the fact that you cannot forget them entirely, but you can file them in the back of your mind. If they were trying to, if they insulted you, if they told you bad things, if they manipulated you, humiliated you, or try to like create a scene where you feel smaller, and overall, if they tried to shrink you, that means you were a threat to them. Why would we shrink someone who we think is already small? They shrinked you because they saw that you were big, bigger than them maybe. They saw a power in you that they couldn't have, so they tried to shrink it instead of just getting to your level. So whatever they said is just pure projection, pure about like how they deeply feel insecure, how they deeply feel insecure with you, how they feel threatened by you and by the person you are, by your growth, by whatever. Like my my own ex was like really insisting on the fact that I'm immature. So I really gave it a lot of thoughts. I realized that it was mostly projection. Like I realized my part, but what they said was mostly projection. It was mostly about how small and immature they felt comparing to me. So they tried to like shrink me instead. That's exactly what they were trying to do with you. Whatever bad word, like whatever bad that you heard from them, reframe it. It was projection. Nobody will tell someone you're small when they already are sure that this person is small. Like in a moment, I really thought about like also calling out my ex and telling them that you're also like immature and this and that. But like I looked at them in a second and I was like, no, like is this person is like so miserable in life that I just can't tell them. They already know it. And it's not just an insult. It's not an insult. It's just pure information. It's fact that this person is already living a miserable life by needing to manipulate me, by needing to humiliate me. And they don't need another reminder of how they're not growing enough, how they're mature or whatever that they were projecting onto me. So if they tossed blames on you, if they called you weird names and weird things, no, forget that. Get that out of your head. Accept your part. We're going to talk about this later, but don't accept those insults. Don't accept those projections. They were trying to shrink you because they saw that power in you. And I want you to see the power they saw in you and felt threatened in yourself again, okay? Let yourself recharge. After this relationship, if you were a phone battery, you would be at 1%, because these kind of relationships are so draining and so toxic. And I bet that you're tired and you've done a lot, and now you just need to take a break from all that chaos, all that emotional roller coaster. Because you were living chaos literally every day. You were stressed, probably. I guess that I was like this. So please let yourself be like a little bit more sensitive, a little like it's all right if you have less tolerance for bullshit. It's all right if you want to isolate yourself for a while, and it's all right if you're overprotective with your energy, with your time. All of this is okay. You're trying to get up after being wounded, really picture that. Like tell yourself, like it's literally the same thing as being wounded in a war, because these kind of relationships drain the fuck out of you. So I want you to allow yourself to be upset and to be hurt and to need to protect yourself and be more annoyed with stuff and everything that you're feeling right now. Understand yourself and let yourself recharge. Next thing is rebuilding your identity. I bet you heard it from a lot of places. Because after these traumatizing relationships, mostly these people were telling you who to be, what to do, and these stuff. And maybe a part of you was attached into like, giving your energy to them. I myself like put a lot of effort and a lot of energy into that person. And when they were gone, I was like, okay, where do I put this energy? What do I do with the silence? So it was very hard for me, like not having the chaos and having this free space and safe space. It was weird for me at first. So I tried rebuilding my identity and doing new stuff. One of these are the ways you can do this. Build routines. Like get a paper, write down the routines your highest version would have, and do those. And or maybe like normal routines, like I write down brushing my teeth 3 times, stretching, and at night like brushing my teeth, blah blah blah. Okay, so it doesn't have to be that complicated. Do things that you didn't have the space and energy for when you were in that relationship. So like I really didn't have time to watch a lot of my favorite movies maybe, or like study that much, or whatever that you didn't have time for. Do that. And meet with new people. I'm not saying date them or whatever. No, like you can literally go up to someone you see and talk to them. Like in my therapy, I go and talk to the secretary sometimes, and or like new people who are there waiting. It's really fun to meet new people. Do that. And write down the highest version of yourself and what they would do in life and how they would feel, and start to get closer to that. Do therapy and meditation. Another thing about these relationships is that when their memory pops up in your head, you really get triggered. Like I myself, whenever I think about their face, I literally freak the fuck out. And like my heartbeat goes higher and blood rushes to my head, through my head, and I don't feel like I'm on the ground. I'm there again, I'm reliving the trauma. So, what I want you to do is that every time this happens, every time you start to think of them, do these techniques. First of all, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique, which is like 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste, and take a deep breath after that. This brings you into the present moment, no doubt, I promise you. And then you'll be back on the ground, on earth, and not being in that trauma. Another thing is put one hand on your chest, and the other on your belly, and take a deep breath and name it, so you tame it, and then tell yourself that you're safe. Like this is just a thought about X, and this is just a thought about their name, and I am safe. Take a deep breath, it's over. You're back here, not in that trauma. When their face comes up in your head or a memory, picture it and literally see it go blurry, or like pop up like a, like, or like fade like a notification from your phone, It's visualization and it will help you. Or picture them in a cloud moving away, or in a bubble moving away with the wind and with every deep breath you take. These are like visualizations, but they really help you. Like whenever I miss something about them, I remind myself of the things they weren't for me. Like of the moments they weren't there for me, the moments they mistreated me. And I tell myself that I deserve someone who doesn't treat me with manipulation, or who doesn't treat me with humiliation, and doesn't need to abuse me. I want someone who doesn't abuse me. I deserve better. You name those things they did to you and tell yourself that you deserve better than them. And I promise that the thought will have less power, and they will even like pop, go away, because you see that they're not worth it, because they're not what you want. Now we're getting into the serious part. After you grieved and the emotions settled and you feel better, now it's time to reflect. But I don't like, it's okay if you can't do it now, but just do it eventually. I want to tell you a fact. I don't think you're ready for this now, but you will be in a month or a couple of weeks. That this thing that happened is exactly right where you're meant to be, in the right place, but you had also like faults. You had also like, you've done also some stuff that caused this. You are responsible to get out of this. Now it's your problem. Like the way they treated you, the way they mistreated you, and the way they were, overall their toxic behaviors is not your fault. You did not cause those. But you have some beliefs in here, subconsciously or maybe consciously, that you keep attracting those people. For example, I have abandonment trauma, and there's this belief in me that says everybody leaves eventually. And I am like looking for people who are avoidant, who are cold and emotionally distant, and I try to prove myself the otherwise with like torturing myself with these people, and try to like eventually like say to this belief that look, this person stayed. But this doesn't happen with these kind of people. So like, see, think about it, like what beliefs in you made these people think you're available to them. What beliefs in you made someone avoidant, emotionally distant, manipulative, control, abusive, all of these people get attracted to you. Why not someone else? Because you have some stuff in you, some beliefs that is like a moth to a flame for these people. You're the flame for their moth. I don't know how to say this. And then you're gonna fix these for yourself and for your future partners. Like, I really suggest therapy because they really help you with these deep-seated beliefs. They go back, and they help you like reframe those moments till now and reframe those beliefs, and it will save your life literally. I know that you didn't cause any of their behaviors, and it's not your fault that they did those and this went wrong, but it's your responsibility to get out of them. You can't just sit here, wait for them to come save you or fix it or apologize. Nope, they are not. You have to get up and heal and glow up and just live again. You know what I mean? Like, you really have to put it in the past. And lastly, if you feel like you need to get revenge, they really mistreated you and you really get angry, first of all, that in episode I think 5 of Headspace's guided meditation from Netflix, this meditation is like you have to imagine the person who you're really angry at in front of you, a little like with a lot of distance, maybe like 5 feet or whatever. And then with every deep breath you take, you're taking their sadnesses, their anger, whatever problem they have in life, and with a breath exhale, you're giving them your joy, your happiness, like you're sharing with them your joy, your happiness, and whatever you're grateful about. And this will help you because the less you wish for them to be miserable, to be like sad and stuff, the more happy you'll be. Like, the more we wish happiness for others, the more we will also be happy. So I want you to like do that meditation. It's really great. The whole series of meditation is amazing, but this episode 5 is especially for anger towards those people who hurt us. Last thing I want to say to you is that they already defeated themselves. As Taylor Swift says, I want to tell you not to get lost in these petty things because your nemesis will defeat themselves before you get a chance to swing. Mic drop. They already defeated themselves by their behaviors. They're already miserable and caught up in those behaviors, in those patterns. People who need manipulation, people who need humiliation, people who need to abuse others, hurt others. People like this will never find a good deep connection with anyone, and they will start being more isolated. People will start to figure out how shitty they are, and people will see them for who you also saw them be. And if they need to like control the narrative, feel like better than you, whatever toxic thing in them is gonna catch up on them first, and they're gonna live with themselves. I think that's the worst punishment, to live with yourself. It's really awful because they treat themselves as bad as they treat others. And I think like you just really don't have to do anything. They're already miserable. I promise you, these people are miserable unless they get up and change. And we don't want them misery. No, it's just the consequence of being that person. And trust me, time will heal most anything. Time will make you feel better. With time, you will forget them. The biggest loss for them is to see you happier, is to see you doing way better than when you were with them. Like, they will realize that you were in it for real eventually, and they will realize how they fucked up one true thing they had. And I promise that you will get through this. I really do. And let me tell you this. Let's read this. Okay, so my sister sent me this in this pickle, and I want to thank her right here because these are so cute. Also, we have this thing in videos where we like pick a random quote, and I had these in an envelope, but I had to give it away, so now we're just gonna use it randomly until I buy another envelope. Put here and pick one. Okay, this one says old ways won't open new doors. Also, don't forget to like subscribe my channel and share this video with anyone that you think is going through this right now, and also thumbs up please. It will really help my channel. And if you can hit that bell over there, and so whenever I had new videos it will let you know. So I would be really glad if you could like support my channel because it's new. So thank you so much guys. Smile for me and bye bye.